My brother's text hit at 11:47 p.m., the night before my open house gala, skipping it. Mia's settling into her new condo. Congrats though. No emoji, no call, just a digital shrug that sliced deeper than any knife. I stared at the screen until the pixels blurred, then killed the lights on the rooftop terrace I'd spent months perfecting. 40 string bulbs went dark. 40 chairs stayed empty. The city skyline kept glittering, indifferent. Have you ever been the footnote in your own bloodline? At 7, Thanksgiving smelled of sage and Dad's cologne. Mia, for years younger, bounced on the counter while Mom plated her mac and cheese volcano. Look what the princess built. Dad crowed, phone already recording. I slid my Pinewood Derby car across the table, second place, hand-painted flames. Dad ruffled my hair once. Cool wheels, champ. Help your sister blow out her sparkler. The car spent the night in my pocket. By 9, Mia's ballet recitals came with corsages and front row seats. My county spelling bee trophy earned a nod and a magnet on the fridge, next to Mia's dance Polaroids. When I asked why my name wasn't on the studio banner, Mom sighed, "We can't be everywhere, Logan." Everywhere, it turned out, was Mia's orbit. Silence became my blueprint. I retreated to the garage, breathing sawdust and possibility. At 11, I built a skateboard ramp from plywood scraps. Crooked, wobbly, but it launched me 3 feet into summer air. I landed hard, knuckles bleeding, grinning like I'd cracked a code. That ramp followed me to every apartment after college, folded in trunks, strapped to roofs, until it became the prototype for the modular decks that paid for this penthouse. The gala text arrived while I was triple-checking sound levels for the string quartet. The skyline flickered violet. I typed no worries and hit send before the 8 could form words. Then I powered off the phone, slid it into the utility drawer beside the guest RSVPs, and opened my sketchbook. 1 page, 2 columns, people who show up. People who never needed asking. The second list grew like ivy: old lab partners, the barista who remembered my order during chemo weeks for grandma, the janitor who'd slipped me roof access in grad school. I underlined each name until the pen dented paper. That night the city hummed below, but inside I drafted a new floor plan. No VIP dais, no velvet ropes. Just one long reclaimed walnut table running the length of the terrace, 42 feet of equal sight lines to the river lights. I mapped candle spacing, wind patterns, conversation flow, architecture for belonging. Next morning I fired off texts: Saturday, sunset, my roof. Bring hunger and stories. Then I called the names from column 2. Voices cracked with disbelief, then lit up like I'd handed them keys to a city they'd only admired from sidewalks. By noon, crates of heirloom tomatoes arrived, along with a sound tech who owed me a favor from a pop-up gallery in Brooklyn. I moved like a site foreman, clipboard, steel-toe focus, while the skyline shifted from peach to cobalt. The crew from Urban Reclaimed showed up unannounced Friday, chasing B-roll. I let them glide through empty space, lenses drinking in cedar beams and river reflections. One grip murmured, "Place feels like it's waiting for something big." I tightened a bulb and said nothing. He wasn't wrong. Saturday, the first guests climbed the freight elevator clutching foil-covered dishes and shy smiles. Grandma arrived with her famous peach cobbler and a glare that could level skyscrapers. I lit the candles in sequence, flames trembled against glass railings until the whole terrace floated like a lantern on the 32nd floor. 40 chairs filled. 40 voices braided into something stronger than blood. We ate under a lavender dusk, roasted figs, miso-glazed cod, laughter sharp as citrus. I sat mid-table, no head seat, passing platters like blueprints. When the skyline ignited in neon, someone started a story about being the only kid not picked for the family photo. Another topped it. The table leaned in, hungry for once to be seen. The episode dropped the following Thursday. We projected it onto the brick wall while the river kept its ancient rhythm. Drone shots swooped over the terrace, my voice calm in voiceover: "Equity isn't aesthetic. It's load-bearing." Gasps rippled when the camera lingered on 40 glowing faces. Credits rolled, applause thundered off stainless steel. That's when my phone erupted. Mom, Dad, Mia, numbers I hadn't saved but still knew by heart. I let it ring into voicemail, a tinny chorus against the night. Text stacked, we saw it. You made us look awful. Call us. Grandma sipped her bourbon. They'll want the narrative back. Don't hand it over. Sunday, I invited only 3. Same walnut table, scaled down, pushed near the fire pit. I set 4 mismatched mugs, ceramic scars from the garage days. They arrived windblown, clutching excuses like umbrellas. Mom traced a burn mark on the wood. This table, it's older than I thought. It held up, I said. We drank in quiet. Dad cleared his throat twice. Mia stared at the city lights, eyes glassy. I didn't realize the ramp was still around, she whispered. I nodded. No apologies surfaced, none were required. The fire popped, sparks rising like small confessions. When they left, the elevator hummed downward, carrying the last echo of old gravity. I stayed on the roof until dawn painted the river gold. 40 chairs waited in neat rows, dew beating on seat cushions. The skyline kept its secrets, but for once the silence felt chosen, not imposed. I rested my palm on the scarred walnut. I used to wait for an empty chair to open. Now I design the whole damn table. If you've ever been the afterthought in your own origin story, this one's for you. Logan's quiet wasn't surrender, it was engineering. Sometimes the sharpest boundary is the one you build sky high, open to everyone but the past. Drop your own silent revolution in the comments. Subscribe, more blueprints for belonging coming soon.